and run. Well, they've got a recovery mission on today because they only managed 38 yesterday. It was domination by the Windies. And the Premium Indians, well, they're 2 from 2, so they're feeling pretty good out there. And they want to continue this winning streak. The Indian party wants to rumble on.
15 runs and 2 wickets.
As the Aussie openers stride out into that sea of blue in the middle. A few chuckles. It's always played in such good nature as Ben Cutting and Sunny Patel have a little laugh in the middle. I don't know if he'll be saying to Ben Cutting, remember yesterday when you were out first ball? Maybe perhaps just reminding him of that on the way past. But the Aussies from yesterday's loss, because it was quite a damning one. And the two openers, Raymond Dar and Ben Cutting, out in the middle, looking to try and get the Aussies on the board, get them off to a good start. And it looks like we're going to have spin to open up proceedings here for the Indians. Yeah, Sorawardi Shuvo is going to open up the spinner. Well, good to say that the fog of the morning has cleared out. It was very overcast when we got here this morning for the first game between the Premium Paks and the Premium Afghans, but it's cleared away, brightened up, and the Aussies will be looking for a start almost as bright as their kits. The left-hander faces up. Defended first ball. So yes, like we say, work to be done for the Aussies after yesterday's loss. Tidy start from Sorawardi. Well, they are up and running, and it's good chase to prevent boundary. I think we're just going to have a check for the boundary here. The umpires want to have a look. Just rock and roll that one, as they say. Just checking, see if he's made contact with those American Premier League Toblerones in all their resplendent glory. Well, this could be touch and go, you know. Touche and aller, as the French say. But definitely brightened up out there. And the Aussies, as we say, looking for a brighter day than yesterday. Could this be a boundary, this one? No, I think this could be 4. Just checking again, got to be 100% sure. But to me it looks like he could be in contact there with the ball as he. Just checking again. A long check, this one. And I think this is going to be signalled 4. Yeah. All the wounds there. Not the start the Indians would have wanted. And Raymond Dar facing up again. And he gives himself room, but does pick out the fielder. Well, it's already a better start than yesterday for the Aussies. Lost a wicket in just the second delivery of the day. Remember, all bowled out for 38 yesterday. And that's into the gap, and it will just be the one. So bring Cutting onto strike for the first time today. You got a first baller yesterday. And looking to make amends, the Aussie captain. Well, it says Aussies across the front, but I think you'd be pretty sure you know that that's an Aussie kit. The green and gold, the kangaroo, it's got it all, this premium Aussie kit, and that American font style. And good stride out, solid in defence from Cutting. Went to a first baller yesterday, so he's already on the up. The tall Australian. And he's up and running. So first over, 7 runs coming from it. Remember, Premium Indians, they won the toss and they decided they would have a bowl first. Well, they saw what happened to the Aussie lineup yesterday. A little smile between the two in the middle. Yep, we're doing better than we were yesterday. Not that that's saying too much, but take everything. Well, the music's blaring around here. The fog has dissipated and the sun looks to be just about peeping through. There was talk of some rain, but I'm from England and this doesn't look like rain. Summer's day. And from the other end, we're going to see pace. Well, it's that of Stephen Wigg, who yesterday was absolutely on fire with the ball. Picked up 3 early wickets inside the power play. And so looking to carry on in the same way. They annihilated the Afghans yesterday, the Premium Indians, and they want to carry on. They want to make it 3 from 3 today. So in comes the left-hander, Wigg. And that's defended again by Cutting. Yeah, had a really good day yesterday, Stephen Wigg. It was sort of the first time we've really seen pace make that huge impact. It's been a lot about the spinners so far in this tournament, making the difference, not just taking the wickets, but also keeping the squeeze on the runs in those middle overs. I'm sure we'll see Sunny Patel come to the party in not too distant future. And that's well scampered through by these Aussie batters. Well, they've got some work to do today to make up if they want to do anything with that net run rate from yesterday. The Aussies all bowled out for 38 and it was chased down pretty convincingly by the Windies. It was all finished and done early, so they've had an early night, chance to get a net in and perhaps go away, have a think about what they were going to do and come back and change things today, because yesterday was a day to forget. But sometimes those days you have to not necessarily forget, go back, have a think about it. What did we do wrong? Well, lots of things it seems, but he's coming over the wicket now, the left armer. It's solid again in defence from Rahman Dar. So this is tight and tidy again from Stephen Wigg, hunting down that first wicket. Can he make the difference like he did yesterday? Take those early wickets in that power play. So crucial. Taking early wickets while bringing fine leg up. We've got that left hand, right hand opening combination. So third man coming into sort of short mid wicket, and that's ball is played to just where that fielder has come from, and the fielder comes around, the sweeper comes in, and it'll just be the one who does well to make the yards and get round to that one. That's really good awareness by Dar there. He knew the fielder had just been moved from there, so it's sort of 2 fingers up to the Indian captain Ravi Bopara. I know exactly where you've done that. Just nicely placed. Found the edge, and actually it was almost a chance of a caught behind there. very, very fine. And in the end, he got away with one. Cutting, looks to hit this into the leg side. There is a person out on the boundary at deep mid-wicket, so it'll just be the one. Yeah, it's so crucial in this T20 cricket to get off to that kind of explosive start, set that foundation to go big. Highest score we've seen so far, we've twice seen 156 in this tournament, and I said it multiple times, lowest score of the tournament very easily was the Aussies yesterday, scoring just 38. And this Indian team had a lot of good things to write home about, especially in their first game. They looked a little troubled with the bat, managed just 104, top scorer in that, Ravi Bopara with 29, but they managed to defend that successfully with some impressive bowling against the premium packs. Well, when they came for their chase yesterday against the Afghans, they came out all guns blazing, chased it down quickly, and really confident, really positive in the way they were batting. And that's something they'll bring into today. And it's nice to be able to recover that, I guess, from the first game when they were a little bit quiet, a little bit wobbly at times. Captain Ravi Bopara was leading from front, 2 wickets and a half century for him. And Sorawadi continues with his second. Nice working in tandem, spin from one end, pace from the other for this Indian team. Well, it's turning into quite a nice day here in Houston, Texas, where we're bringing you season 2 of the American Premier League. Bringing cricket to the USA. And cricket in the USA is the next big thing, obviously, sharing the men's T20 with the West Indies in 2024. And then the big one that's just been announced a couple of months ago is that the LA 28 Olympics will include T20 cricket for both men and women. So cricket in America is very much on the rise, and the American Premier League is at the forefront of that into season 2 now. First season back in 2021, won by the West Indies. The Premium Windies. And they'll be looking to try and defend that here this year. They've played 3 so far, won 2, lost 1. And that loss was to this side, the Indians. And it was the Premium Indian spinners that had them in all sorts of a twist. Bit less of a breeze going around here today than we have seen on previous days. But talk of some rain around in the next few. And that's something that's probably going to play on the minds of some of these teams, and the likes of the Aussies yet to clock that win. Yes, only played 1 so far, but it was a heavy loss. And you can't afford to just have washouts if you've not yet got on the board. So it'll be on the back of their mind. Not quite a white Christmas, maybe perhaps a little damp one. And we've got the big one on Christmas Eve, the 24th, the Indians versus the Packs. But right now it's about this, the Indians versus the Aussies. Well, at the moment, they're keeping it pretty tight. These Indian opening bowlers not letting the Aussies get anything through that infield, obviously with the fielding restrictions, the 6 overs of the power play. And that's well bowled. That closes out the 3rd over, so 3 overs gone. The Aussies 12 for none. Premium Indians winning the toss, and their captain Ravi Bopara deciding to have a bowl. Well, unsurprising really after they saw what happened to the Aussie batting lineup yesterday. And he knows that bowling really is their strong suit at the moment, this Indian side. They've got a bit of all of it. They've got the spin, they've got the pace, and they've been really tidy in the field as well. And unsurprisingly, he went for just 3 from his first over. He's going to bowl a second. Coming over the wicket to the left-hander. Well, Rehman Dar will be aware that he's just 3 from 11. Quite timing it, hitting it into the ground, finding the edge. Perhaps he's got a crick in his neck because he has to look up a lot when he comes to chat to Ben Cutting in the middle. Little bit of a height difference, not quite the height difference. Coming round long on and easy as you like, takes the catch. Well, that's the first wicket down for the Premium Aussies inside 4 overs, and it's the opener Rehman Dar. He goes for 3 from 12. He whacks himself on the pad as he goes. It wasn't easy pickings for him this afternoon. He's just sliced it up in the air, and it's really good work in the end from Ahmad. He had to turn and take it almost over his shoulders. Sometimes that's the most difficult catch. You've got to decide, can I pedal back or am I going to have to turn and run and take it over the shoulder? And it's really good work. It's the first wicket down, and that's just what the Indians were looking for. They were putting the squeeze on the economy rate, weren't letting them get it through that infield. And finally, forced Dar to try and go aerial, didn't get a hold of it. And he's back in the hutch for just 3. Well, I said it was an Aussie shirt. It even says mate across the front, just in case you didn't know. So that brings Vinod Rehan to the middle to join his captain, Ben Cutting. The score 12 for 1 after being put into bat. Well, what can he do? Can he start to inject some kind of impetus into this? Remember, we're still inside the power play. 6 overs of power play we've got here, and that's Shorten's game this morning. It was just 5. So the left armer coming round the wicket, and there was a chance of a caught behind. He thought he had him. And Stephen Wigg is making things happen, and Ben Cutting is letting him know. Have a look at that one again, actually. But too high and also going down the leg side. So just a few things going against the bowler there. He's now left arm round the wicket, and he beats him for pace. This is really nice fast bowling here from Stephen Wigg. Well, there's a wry smile on the face of the pacer. He knows he's got his number at the moment. 3 dots in the wicket coming from this over. That was the first one. He thought he might have his man, LBW. And then the second one just pinged through. And again, the left arm around the wicket. Genuine leave, shoulders, arms. Vinod Rehan yet to get off the mark. Faced 3 deliveries. And Stephen Wigg could be on for a wicket maiden here. Just the one to come in this over. 12 on the board, that wicket to fall. I mean, he was struggling, Rehman Dar. He went for just 3. Just couldn't get it through the middle. And I don't want to alarm anyone, but the sun is out. Final delivery of this 4th over. Well, what an over that has been from Stephen Wigg. He bowls a maiden over. And that is just what his captain, Ravi Bopara, would have required of him at this point. So 4 overs down. The Aussies 12 for 1, losing their opener for just 3. And Stephen Wigg, 2 overs for him, 1 wicket, just the 3 runs coming from it. Well, he has been right on the money in the last 2 games. Yesterday, picked up those 3 early wickets, and again, another early one here. And it looks like we're going to have a change of bowling again. Well, the Aussies have got some thinking to do. They need to try and find the boundary here and just accelerate a little bit into this one. Remember, they were put in to bat, and that's unsurprising after their dire performance yesterday with Willow in hand. And Ahmad Butt. We're seeing pace again. And struck on the pad, and a few arms go up, thinking they might be in with a chance, but when the bowler doesn't even think it, see much of a response from the umpire, who signals that leg by. Yep, and definitely, my eyes do not deceive me. The sun is actually out, reflecting off that quite invasive, I can't say yellow because the Aussies will hate me, that gold, green and gold of the Aussies. A few clouds over, and yes, that is blue sky. That's not a smudge on your screen. The fog is cleared, the sun is out, and the Indians are on top. Short, and they think they've got a caught behind, and they have. Well, well, well. Pace is doing the business here for the Indians today. Vinod Rehan looking to just work that down to third man. He finds the edge and it flies through to the keeper, and that's the 2nd wicket down for the Aussies. The Indians are all over them at the moment. And it was done for pace. Away from it, found that edge, and it's a good take in the end, low to his left by Rajdeep Dabar, and that's 2 wickets down. Well, this is not the start the Aussies would have hoping, as they would try to recover from yesterday's disastrous effort with about 13 for 2 inside 5 overs after being put into bat. And, well, the captain, Ben Cutting, is just watching the wickets fall around him at the moment. And he's joined by Rajveer Kosha in the middle, 13 for 2. Still more than an over of the power play left. Well, pace is doing the business here for the premium Indians. As we say, their bowling really is their strong point, and they're showing it off again here today. Looking for their 3rd win out of 3. And that's right on the money, wrapped on the pad, and it's 2 in 2. Ahmad Butt, what a day he is having. Well, Rajveer Kosha, he came, he saw, he didn't conquer, and he went. But you know who are conquering? The Indians are conquering the Aussies at the moment. 3 wickets down inside the power play, 13 for 3. The Aussies find themselves. And it just nipped back. And that would have been seeing the top of leg stump. Well, he has to go, and it's a first baller. It's a golden to go with that green and gold kit. And Rajveer goes without scoring. And what a start this has been for the premium Indians. Ahmad Butt, 2 wickets for him in 2 balls, and he finds himself on a hat-trick. Well, what a view we have here at the Musa Stadium here in Houston, Texas. And what a day the Indians are having with the ball already. 3 wickets after putting the Aussies into bat is just what the captain would have hoped for. You talk so often about those sort of 3 wickets inside the power play, and if you can get the squeeze on the runs too, it's not like they're getting out playing aggressive shots. It's genuine good fast bowling that we're seeing at the moment, getting rid of these Aussies. They come and they go very quickly at the moment. Well, that man on your screen there, not only does he have a magnificent beard, he can bowl some magnificent cricket balls. Well, he's on a hat-trick. What can he do? Does he know this is hat-trick ball? Well, he looks pretty relaxed, if you ask me. So Ahmad Butt, ball in hand. And Usman Tariq faces up, the right-hander. Hat-trick ball, here we go. And it's well kept out. So again, we've seen 2 and 2. This is the 5th time in this tournament we've seen 2 wickets in 2 balls. And the pace of Ahmad Butt just doing for the Aussies at the moment. And here he goes again. Well, the Indians pretty pleased with this start here at Season 2 of the American Premier League. 2 wins and looking for their 3rd. And he's bowled him. It might not be 3 and 3, but it's 3 and 4 day that man is having with the ball. Ahmad Butt. Well, you miss, I hit, and I will absolutely dismantle those stumps. And that's just what he's done. Another Aussie batter goes without scoring. It was difficult with the bat yesterday, and he's just indicating as he goes, perhaps kept low on him. Well, bails in all directions, and that's a very happy-looking huddle for the Indians. Yeah, it's the nip backer, and that sees the end of the electrical equipment as well. The stumps go, the bails go, the electrics go, and he has to go. Usman, he goes without scoring, and it's a difficult day. Uphill battle for the Aussies. And that will bring Simi Singh out to the middle to join his captain, Ben Cutting, who's just watching the destruction around him at the other end. It's like he's trying to put out a fire with a water pistol, and it's just evaporating from the other end. There's nothing he can do right now to stem this. He can only watch from the non-strikers as Ahmad Batti causes at the other end. So 13 for 4 is the score at the moment. Inside 5 overs still. Well, there's one to come in this. Seen 3 wickets in this over so far from Ahmad, and he's still got another one. Fine beard. So the Indians winning the toss, choosing to bowl. Be pretty pleased with that decision at the moment. Right-hander faces up, and it's solid in defence. Well, what an over that has been. Just the leg by, and the 3 wickets. End of 5. The Aussies 13 for 4. Ahmad Butt. Well, that leg by doesn't go to his runs column. So at the moment, he's got 3 wickets for none. So not a bad day at the office for him. I mean, a lot of people around the world clocking out of the office today for Christmas. Well, it's a very busy office for Ahmad Butt. And that's a very sorry looking batting lineup at the moment for the premium Aussies. But it's been absolute destruction. Fast pace. Pace bowling. Few fans in today watching. Now the fog is cleared. It's Friday afternoon. Get down to the cricket. Why not? It's almost Christmas. Who's doing any work anyway? Well, these cricketers out in the middle. That man there, he's got some work to do. The captain of this Aussie side. An Aussie himself, Ben Cutting. And we're turning back to spin. It's Sorawardi Shuvo. Left armour, and that's just chipped up bump ball back to the bowler, who fields off his own bowling, adjusts his hair. He's very quick through his overs, not a long run up. Well, build those dots, build that pressure, and the wickets are already tumbling. But they'll be aware that there's a lot of work to do, and they might have to start trying to go aerial. It's a lovely looking shot along the ground from Cutting. Will just be the one. There's a lot of work to do now. Mission rescue for the Aussies. Simi Singh just faced the one so far. That's nicely worked away. And it's well fielded. Keeps it down to just one. Has he done himself any damage? No, just having a little stretch. A little squeeze on the lower back. We're all feeling it. We're not getting any younger. Cutting faces up. And again, solid, that long stride out in defence. And again, no, this is nice work by Sorawordy. That power play belonged to the Indians, picking up the 4 wickets and just 16 runs coming from it. So at the end of 6 overs, the Premium Aussies are 16 for 4, only going along at 2.67, and that is something they very much need to change. Yesterday they were bowled out all for 38. Well, Ahmad Butt, he is doing the business here today. A triple wicket maiden, that goes down as. And what a day that man is having. Don't know what he had for lunch, but I'm having it tomorrow. So, end of the power play just being signalled there by the umpire. So 4 wickets down. How do they dig themselves out of this one, the Aussies? Unsurprisingly, Ahmad Butt to continue. And Cutting looks to just try and work that down to find third, and can't get anything on. It's good work by the keeper.
Well ball.
Won't do that 2 balls in a row, will it?
Again, fielding restrictions now lift. So fielders can go out. And they think they've got their man. And he's gone. That is he gone, or is he just pumping the ground in frustration? Well, Ben Cutting is down, and he looks like he's in a little bit of pain here. He's still down on his haunches, punching the ground.
Good. Okay.
Just testing it out there. The physio is ready to run on should he be needed. And Cutting just seeing if he's all right, having a little hobble around. A few choicey words perhaps inside the head. Let's just have a look at what happened here. Well, he faced up very early, and then it's as if something's just twanged there. It wasn't on impact, and then he finds himself almost bear crawling. Well, he's definitely not injured. Bounce 4. Well, if you don't want to run, that's the way to do it, isn't it? Find the boundary, and you don't have to run. Cricket's easy. Who needs to run anyway? And that's the first boundary off Ahmad Butt. Lovely.
Right there, no run.
Problem.
Yeah, there would have been a few worried faces in that Aussie dugout if their captain was going to have to retire hurt. But he seems all right now, backing it up with that 4. And that's somehow missed everything. Well, so they need to start getting a bit of a rebuild on here, these Aussies. And you can see Cutting trying to play with a little bit of intent. And that has just found the under edge and somehow not played on to his stumps. But they've got to try and inject some kind of energy into this. They're already 4 wickets down. And he does look like he's struggling a bit out in the middle.
Yeah.
And that'll just be the 1 as well. Got to start finding these boundaries, fielded by my fellow commentator, Kieran Powell, who's in here this morning. He says they're a very confident bunch at the moment. The end of 7, the Aussies 22 for 4. It's a very happy camp, the Indian one, to be in. A very well-gelled team run by a veteran of the game, Ravi Bapara, the captain. Player of the match yesterday, picked up 2 quick wickets, was economical and a half-century to his name. And that's how the batting looks at the moment. Just the 1 player into the and 3 batters in the middle there, going without scoring. All at the hands of the destructive Ahmad Butt. Well, talking of Ravi Bapara, he's thrown the ball to himself and he's going to have a bowl. He's been impressive so far in the tournament, really economical in the Indians' first game against the premium packs. He's sort of put the squeeze on the batters and never let them sort of catch up with that run scoring, the Windies even, and slowed them down, and they just got bogged down, the defending champions, against the Indians. And then yesterday was destructive wicket taking in those middle overs. And that's a nice start. Genuine leave, just wide enough outside off, sort of tempt him, could get him wafting at one of those. But he'll be a happy captain at the moment. He elected to have a bowl, and it's been supported by his bowlers so far today. Can he contribute to shorter? Again, just be the 1. Now they won't mind getting Cutting back on strike. He's still looking in a little trouble, so perhaps he's going to have to play in that vein where he's going to have to just deal in boundaries, because he's not looking 100%. Still not really sure what happened with that injury that left him on the ground and baby crawling back into his crease.
Yeah, he needs a helmet.
But 11 to his name at the moment from the 19 deliveries yesterday. Just seeing the helmet coming on for the Indian keeper, Rajdeep Dabar. Always very jealous how easy it is for men to put helmet on. For any of you listening, women that have played cricket, trying to get your hair in the right ponytail or the right hairstyle to get your helmet on, absolute nightmare. And Bapara's in, and that's short again, and that's clubbed, and that'll be 1 bounce 4. Well, Ben Cutting, we said he was looking uncomfortable having to deal in 1s, and he doesn't need to, because that barely took any kind of footwork needed. He didn't need to run. He knew that was 4 from the moment it left the bat, and it was just a case of whether it was a 4 or 6. 20 for the Aussie captain. It's captain versus captain in this matchup, and he is hobbling, he's hopping. And he looks frustrated as he hits the ground with his bat and is bending over. There's something wrong.
No.
That's good from Ravi Bopara. Got hit for that 4 and he's not bothered by it. It's recovered him nicely. That's a good line of length from the Englishman. Now, almost coming towards the end of the 8th over. At the moment, the Aussies just 28 on the board, those 4 wickets to fall. And the man who is seeing it best is in a lot of pain out there. Never looks particularly happy to have to run those ones. We call it running. And he's having to sort of hop on one foot. Well, it closes out the 8th over. The Aussies 29 for 4. 7 coming off that Bopara over. I mean, he's been economical so far. It was just that the big hit from was still evidently in a lot of pain. The second of our double header today. Up first this morning, the premium packs, well, they dismissed the Afghans without so much as a blink. Chasing that total down inside the power play. Well, change of bowling again. Sunny Patel. Player of the first game. And the wily leg spinner causing a few issues for Simi there. He's indicating that it's just doing something. Well, we did see a few earlier in that game that really ragged. Ali got one that saw the back of Samit Patel. Nothing he could do about that, clipping his top of his off stump. Yes. And this is a good start from Sunny Patel. Nothing that Simi can do with this. Well, hasn't he got something on that? Or is that going to be wides down the leg side? Looks like he's managed to get something on it. Umpire not signalling leg byes. So it brings up the 30 for the Aussies. Not doing it at a sprint, and this man is trying to deal in boundaries and he's just struggling to do anything right now. And he backs away, leaves all his stumps on show, gets an under edge, definitely not where he was aiming. And it's pulled up just short of the boundary, or is that going to be signalled for by the umpire? Well, no, it's just the one. It's that slow outfield. We've seen it the last few days. It does slow up out all over it. But it closes out 9 overs. The Aussies 31 for 4. Simi on 5. Ben Cutting in a lot of pain, but fighting through it. The captain 17 from 23 for him. Just the 2 off Sunny Patel's first over. And Ravi Bopara, captain, 7 off his first. He's going to continue and bowl the 10th over. Well, Cutting looking to just make it through this over, and then he can have a quick break for drinks at the end of this. And have a look at that. Slight injury he seems to have picked up today, but kudos to him for sticking out there. The captain leading from the front, so it's
One.
Well, fielder is coming round, does well to make the distance. Stephen Wigg and chucks it in.
ये ले लो पीछे.
Well, they do need to try and inject some kind of life into this innings, these batters. Don't want to start looking into the lower order. Should another wicket fall, or should Cutting have to go because of injury? But 32 on the board and nearly 10 overs up. Credit has to go where credit's due to the Indian bowling, which has been phenomenal. That over that saw 3 wickets from Ahmad Butt and just the leg by. I mean, that was the game changer in the middle there. Completely stunned the Aussie batters. That's full. He uses his feet, flicks it up in the air, and it goes out to deep extra cover. So again, it'll just be the one. Played with a hell of a flourish. But it was all swing and sort of half a ding. Cutting, as we said, trying to deal in boundaries, and that's going to be another one to him there. And wides, 5 wides. So he's not managed to get something on it, but straying down the leg side, Ravi Bopara, and he gives himself a double teapot. Perhaps we have to call it a double coffee pot. In the USA, it seems more appropriate. Well, just don't. Crucial, and the most 38 of them. Papara with the final delivery of this over. And it's just worked away by Cutting for 1. So he moves on to 19, and that is 10 overs gone. So at the end of 10 overs, the Aussies, having been put into bat, find themselves 39 for 4. The destruction of that 1 over from Ahmad Butt, picking up 3 wickets. I mean, that has changed the narrative in the favour of the Indians. I mean, this gives Cutting a chance to sit down on the floor, have a look at that injury, and gives the Indians a chance to come together and think about, they are on top in this, but they want to keep squeezing, put the foot on the throat and push down on these Aussies. Well, 10 overs. We're going to have a drinks break. The score 39 for 4, and we'll be back in just a moment. what they try and do with the field here, because we know that he's just really only going to be able to deal in either ones or boundaries. So perhaps put that pressure on and force him to have to go over the top. And even there could have been the chance of the one, but Simi, knowing that his partner in crime wouldn't get there in time. So it's a little bit of a dilemma here for the Aussies. They're trying to push up to something competitive. 40 on the board. And Captain Cutting has got a problem. Yeah, tight from Sunny Patel. Indians hunting their 5th wicket, and they won the toss and chose to have a bowl. Looking at that Aussie batting performance from yesterday. And just start building that pressure, build those dots, force them to try and do something different here. They're not going to be able to just trudge along and poke and prod. You've got to find the boundary. From Sunny Patel. So a glove change for Cutting. So 11 overs gone, 43 on the board, but the 4 wickets down. We're going to continue with some more spin. So Sorawardi Shuvo to continue. Yeah, it moves nicely across his stumps. Not quite got a hold of it. It's good work by the keeper. Well, 13 runs conceded by him so far, and just looks, give himself room, but does pick out the fielder. That's good work by Sunny Patel in the body. That's going to smart. But Cutting trying to step back, give himself room outside the off stump. And now we've got someone else hobbling out there. We've got the hobbling Aussie and now a hobbling Indian. Not Cutting, despite the injury, 22 from 30 for him so far. And he, as we said, he's trying to deal in boundaries because running is difficult. Edge, caught, gone. It's the end of the pain for Cutting. And that is the 5th wicket to go down for the Aussies. Sorawardi, he has his first of the day. Cutting, looking to cut, finding the edge. It's a good catch out in front, got both hands to it. And safely kept in as he hit the floor. Well, 5 wickets down now for the Aussies. Ben Cutting, he goes for 22. The Aussies, 46 for 5. Well, they might be past their score of yesterday, but that wouldn't be a lot to write home about. Well, he did well to work through that injury. cutting, but it's a good grab in the end from Tushar on your screen there. And Surawadi with his first wicket of the day.
That was good, sir. I was short there. Leg stick. That is leg stick.
Two still to come in this over from the left armour. Indians winning the toss and choosing to bowl. Well, this is what brought Ash Ben cutting, finding the edge. Really good diving catch at backward point. That's a good finish to a successful over again for the Indians. Just the 3 runs and the wicket coming from it, and that is the end of Surawadi for today. His 4 overs, he picks up 1 for 15. The end of 12, the Aussies 46 for 5. Well, we're starting to go into the lower order here. 5 wickets down, just 46 on the board. Yes, it's 8 more than they made yesterday, but that's not really much to cheer about. Sunny Patel continues. Nice deft touch, and that's good. Quick running. Well, the only bonus of cutting leaving the field is that they can go for those quick singles now. He was really struggling with an injury. He did well to stick out there and work through it, but he was having to work in singles that were well, the Indians at this point thinking, if we can just get another wicket here, we can keep them down to below 100 for sure. And just keep that pressure on, build those dots. Don't want to give away any kind of freebies, start straying down that leg side. Sunny Patel. He's bowled him. Well, Patel has his first. He's been absolutely on the money all tournament. And he sees the end of Hassan, and that is the 6th wicket down for the Aussies. Looking to cut it away and sees the end of his bails. He whacks his pads as he leaves. Can't believe it. But spin doing the business in the middle overs for the Indians yet again. Back of the hand. Top of off stump. Bye-bye. On your way. And he goes for just 1 from 4. Well, this has been clinical from the Indians already today. When that coin went down and Ravi Bopara won it and elected to have a bowl, this is just the dream that he would have wanted. And also thinking in tournament play, you want to get teams wrapped up quickly, chase it down fast, think about that net run rate, how quickly you can chase something down. It all means a lot. There's also talk of rain around in the afternoon today, so they want to get this done before any other chance of that. We have to have 5 overs in the second innings to constitute again. So get this done quickly and they can go home, get some rest. I think we could be 3 from 3 here. Yeah, it's a good long stride out there from Turith. Successful over, that one, from Sunny Patel with the wicket. Oh, the Aussies, they've got some thinking to do. some of these batters couldn't see their hand in front of their face. If you look at that score lineup, just the two batters making it into double figures. Ben Cutting, top scoring at the moment, 22 to his name. And Simi Singh still out there on 12. Well, Turf Patel has got to try and keep him company, rotate that strike, and they've got to push up towards... This looks a reasonable enough target, easy peasy for these Indians to chase down. We saw them come out yesterday swinging from the off. They want to chase it down quickly and show that they can convincingly hunt down a score. And at the moment, it's just 49 on the board. And Bopara seems to have thought at first it might be wide down the leg side there, but it's clipped him on the pad. Yeah. Quick from Bopara, effort ball. Well, 49 on the board, just over 6 overs still to play. What can the Aussies rack up? Bopara just adjusting his field, bringing fine leg in and sending. Still hunting to make that 50, this Aussie side. And that will be a wide, so 1 to the total, and that brings up the Aussie 50. They move on to 50 for 6 after 13.4 overs. Yeah, it's good recovery. Just finding that good length, Bopara. Nothing they can do with it. Well, that's good running. Put the pressure on the fielder, who then fumbled it. And they eased. Turf Patel only faced 1 so far. He's yet to get off the mark. But Simi Singh, not the strike rate to write home about at the moment out there. He kept cutting company while he was trying those boundaries.
14 done.
And 14 overs gone. Sunny Patel is going to continue. Picked up that wicket in his previous over, so 3 overs gone for him. 1 for 9, his figures so far. Hunting down another. He had a 5-for earlier on in the tournament. So this is his final over, just the 10 runs conceded off him. Well, Turf Patel looking to just clip that up into the leg side. Got a bit tangled up and can't really make anything of it. Rehearses the shot. Again, good field placement, bowling to his field here. Patel. And he struck on the pad, and Sunny Patel really likes it. Umpire unmoved. And Patel can't believe it. He's going to stand there and ask, what are you on about? Here it is, flighted delivery, straightened a little bit on him, perhaps going down leg. Spell. And that's a very tidy over. Just the two coming from it, so economical from Patel. His 4 overs, he finishes with 1 for 11, 2 off his final over. And after 15, the Aussies are 53 for 6, 5 overs still to play. What can they get themselves to here? And it's that man, Ahmad Butt, in the middle. Well, he's still got 2 overs up his sleeve. When will Captain Ravi Bopara turn to him again? Looks like we're going to see Stephen Wigg back in action. Well, he was on fire yesterday. Picked up 3 early wickets himself. Got 1 so far today. Another 2 wickets up his sleeve too. So he's going to continue and come on for the second time today, looking to try and get this wrapped up. There's something about bowling a team out without them getting through their overs. Gives you that mental boost, and then come out, chase it down quickly and put a marker down again and show the rest of the competition. Not only can you bowl well and tidily, you can bowl teams out quickly and then hunt it down quickly. An all-round team performance, what you're looking to show off. In comes Wigg. And that's just found the edge. Well, Stephen Wigg has been really impressive so far in this tournament. Not just got pace, but he's been accurate. Caused lots of problems for these batters. Skip at that top of his mark. And that'll be wide down the leg side. Just missing his line. Well, you don't want to start giving away any freebies at this point. You've got to keep that pressure on. Free runs, I mean, the Aussies will take any at the moment. Leg side wides, and that's nicely clipped away, but there will be a fielder out there. Few discussions. To smiles, and that's sort of the energy around this tournament, this American Premier League spirit. Again, wide down the leg side, and he juts out his bottom lip like a grumpy baby. Yeah, irritated. He's missing his line there, annoyed at himself. So the 2 wides and the 2 runs coming from this over. And that's much better.
That's okay. Just stay, wait. Until you call.
Well, he's hunting his 2nd wicket at the moment. Stephen Wigg. 3 yesterday. And that's nicely played. There is a man out there. Well, at the moment, the Aussies will be thinking, what can we push ourselves up to? Can we look ahead and try and reach that 80, 90? Yes, it's a very low score still, but after the struggles they had in the middle overs, and with just over 4 overs still to go, they need to start doing something to inject something into this innings. Quite a worried looking dugout there. Rocking back and forwards, that's never a good sign. But it is a good sign when you stick up the peace sign, so it's all okay. A few smiles now they know they're on camera. So 1 to come in this wig over. And that's got him feeling and wafting outside the off stump. It's a good finish. So at the end of 3, here's 3 so far. Stephen Wigg has 1 for 9. End of 6. Still in hand. 4 overs to go. And just 59 on the board. Well, it looks like Mr. Destruction today is coming back on to bowl. Ahmad Butt, 3 wickets already for him in his 2 overs. So he's still got 2 up his sleeve, conceding just the 6 runs. And quietly, Simi Singh is on to 16. And he picks out the fielder there.
Can the screen go any further right or not?
Well, he's finding something funny. Short and well kept down. Oh. 59 for 6 is not enough at the moment. 59 on the board for these Aussies. And we've seen what they can do with the bat, this Indian side. We saw their openers yesterday come out and they were destructive from the off, and it's to really go for it. And so 59 is easy pickings for them at the moment. So the Aussies looking to try and find those boundaries. Well, it's clipped up in the air and he has found that boundary. As if he's listening to me, just helps it on the way, uses the pace, breaks the shackles on a bit of a squeeze that the Indians had on these Aussies, and that moves them into the 60s. They go to 65. Does well, moves across his stumps, flicks it off his legs. Easy as you like. And she would have been worried. She looked up from her phone, a ball flying towards her. So, Simi Singh, he moves on to 22. And they're not worried that Ahmad Butt has picked up 3 wickets today. They're going to take him on still. They know they need to push these runs up. And that will be a wide down the leg side. So 66 for 6, all the 6s inside the 17th over. Ahmad Butt, this is just so far today. He's picked up 3 wickets in that over earlier, and the only run that came from it was an extra. Short and clubbed away, and that'll be another boundary. Well, this is really good work from Simi Singh. He did well to keep that down. It kicked up, which we've not seen a lot of in this tournament so far. They've been keeping low. He does well to move and sort of baseball shot it almost. Flicks his foot up, and that's another 4 to him. Well, 11 already from this over. And Simi Singh is trying to do something to push the Aussies up to something they think is respectable, defendable. They're almost double their score of yesterday. And he looks to go again, and not quite where he was aiming. Does a little pirouette afterwards, but that'll just be the one. Well, Turf Patel has sort of been watching from the other end for a while Simi Singh's been having a bit of a swing. And one to come in this over from Ahmad Butt. A very different over from what we've seen so far from him today. And that's kept low. That's a nice finish to an expensive over. So the end of 17, the Aussies 71 for 6. Ahmad Butt 3 for 18 for him so far. Still one up his sleeve. But it's Simi Singh who's doing the damage at the moment. He's moved on to 27 and just being kept company by Turf Patel at the moment. It was captain cutting. He was going along all right. He was struggling with an injury, so he's doing well to work through that one. And then when he went, Simi Singh decided it was his chance to try and have a swing. Simi swing as you like. And we're going to continue with pace as Stephen Wigg looks to close out his overs. This will be his 4th. Just the one for him, but just the 9 runs off 3 overs, so he's been economical. Just the 2 batters still in the double figures. And it was that middle period there where Ahmad Butt went bang, bang, bang on batters. So 71 for 6 score on the board. And yes, that is blue sky. I promise your eyes aren't deceiving you. There is a bit of blue there. And it's all about the team in blue at the moment. Coming round the wicket, the left armour. And there's a mix-up there. Look to try and go for the run, and then a little bit of a wayward throw, and they do in the end get to scamper through for a run. You just don't want to be giving away free. That pressure on. This Australian team were bowled out for just 38, so they have almost doubled that. And deep mid-wicket just coming in. And it goes fine. Well, the wicketkeeper's doing some yards. Chases that one himself. And that's full, and that's clipped away again. And they're going to try and push for 2. Put the pressure on the fielder here. Going to have to be very quick and easy as you like in the end. They ran the first really fast, and that's important as we look to push to the end. Take on the fielder, put the pressure on. And it's good running. Well, Simi Singh, he moves on to 30 from his 40 deliveries faced. And now he's auditioning to be a gardener. Well, Innovation goes for the scoop. He went very early, and it's paid off, and that's 4 to Singh. He moves on to 34. The Aussies on to 79. They have officially more than doubled their score of yesterday. They made 38 yesterday, and they've moved on to 79 for 6 inside 18 overs. Not quite got a hold of it, but got enough. And that's straight to the fielder. There's definitely no run there. Suicidal run, that would have been. Well, 79 on the board, still just over 2 overs to come. It's just drop hands and run at the moment. So 18 overs gone, 2 still to come. The Aussies 80 for 6.
Yeah. Thanks.
3 wickets for Butt, and 1 apiece for Sorawadi Shuvu, Stephen Wigg and Sunny Patel. Ravi Bopara was expensive at times, 17 from his 3 overs. Crucial 19th over. Adjusting that field, bringing 3rd man up inside the ring, and 2 out on the onside. Deep square and deep mid wicket. We've got a long off, a long on, and that's nicely played, just where the fielders come up from. And Simi Singh, he's on the charge here. He moves on to 39 from 44. Bowled him. Well, that is how to recover. Ahmad Butt, extra pace. And Simi Singh looks to launch him over mid-wicket, and he misses. And Ahmad Butt, he hits. And he picks up his 4th, and that's 7 wickets down. Singh is frustrated with himself. But that is what the Indians needed. They needed rid of him, and that is one way to do it. No doubt about it. You are gone. Played on. Stumps absolutely demolished. He stuck back together by the umpire. I mean, he played his part, Singh. 39 from 45, but in the end bowled by Butt, who has 4 now today. And that's a happier looking team at the moment. Ravi Bopara, still a questioning look on his face. So 7 down, the Aussies. 84 for 7 after 18.2. So still another 10 deliveries to come. Can they get themselves to that hallowed triple figures and beyond? Well, Ahmad Butt, he's still got four balls in hand. Can he clock himself a fiver? And Assad is off the mark straight away. Well, that was destructive pace bowling, if ever I've seen it. That electrical equipment is taking quite a beating today. So 3 to come in Ahmad's. This the 19th over. He's picked up 4 for 23 so far today. Can he make it 5? Well, that's gone up very high in the air. Fielder coming in. Can he get there? And he shells it. He had to make a lot of ground. And it was a really good effort in the end. He gets the applause from the keeper, but that could have been 5. Yeah, top edge. High up into that white sky, and he did well, and he got there, and it was very low. It was in, it was out, and then he rolled over it. 86 for 7. 8 deliveries still to come in this innings. Full toss. He's wide down the leg side. He's got away with one for height perhaps there, so just the wide. Trying to give it that extra bit of effort. And at this point, you're bowling at the number 9 on the stumps. We've seen what you can do so far today. 2 deliveries still for Ahmad Butt to try and clock himself a 5-fer. And it's wrapped on the pad. And there's a question asked to the umpire, who just grins back at the bowler. Well, 1 to come in this, the 19th over. Yeah, going well down leg. Missing the leg stump by quite a distance. Might need another stump. And he's bowled him. He has 5. Ahmad Butt, with his final delivery of the day, picks up his 5th wicket, and he sends the bails flying yet again. And Assad bish, bash, bosh. He goes boom. And it's 87 for 8 with just 1 over remaining. Well, 5 wickets for that man today. 5 wickets and a mighty fine beard. Not a bad day, and he gives it the full pointing night fever. He might start dancing any minute, because that is a performance worthy of some cheesy 80 dancing. Anyway, for now, we've still got 1 over still to come here. The Aussies, they have 2 wickets in hand. They've got 87 on the board. Can they reach the 100? Can the Indians clean them up? Or what can they restrict them to? 6 deliveries to come. And that brings Sanchit Sandhu to the middle. He won't be facing. He'll be at the non-strikers because that was the end of the over. So Tirth Patel will be facing up. And it's Ravi Bopara, El Capitano, the captain of the Indians. Captain, my captain, to bowl the 20th over here. And he starts with a slower ball, but it is wide. Struggled a little bit today, Bopara, compared to the previous 2 days. Picked up wickets yesterday and was very economical on the first. But today he's gone for 18 so far. And that will be cut off out on the boundary. So just the one. And score moves on to 89 for 8. Give chase. It's quite a slow outfield, and he's done well. So the move into the 90s. Well, that's gone up very high. Fielder likes it. Is he in the game? Not a chance. Over his head. And that is just the kind of impetus they want at the end of this innings, the Aussies. Now add 6 to the total. They move on to 97 for 8. 3 deliveries still to come in this innings. He's taken on the captain. He uses those long levers. Doesn't even bother running. Fielder thought he was in with a chance for just a split second. And he looks to swing again and can't make contact that time. Done by a slower ball. 2 to come. 97 on the board. What can they get themselves to, these Aussies? Ravi Bopara, difficult day for him. 27 and not a scalp to his name yet today. He's got 2 deliveries to try and make a difference at the end of this innings. Otherwise, the Aussies are going into the bowling with the momentum. Well, tries for a bit of innovation. He has to quickly send Tirth back, who he was looking to try and get himself on strike for the final delivery. So, 1 ball still to come. The Aussies 97 for 8. 10 from this over. And he's bowled him. Ravi Bopara, finally, he has his man. He has his first wicket of the day. It's the final delivery. I mean, Sanchit, he had to go for it. He had to try and swing through. And he is bowled. And so that ends the 20 overs. The Aussies, they finished their 20 overs. Ravi Bopara finishing it off with a wicket there. 1 for 27 for him from his 4. And so the Indians, they'll be needing 98 to win this game and make it 3 from 3. They won the toss and they chose to have a bowl. And they were all over the Aussies at one point. They put the recovery on. Simi Singh, he made an impact in the middle. But the Indians, they'll be pretty confident they can chase this down. Less than 100. They need just 98 to win and make it 3 from 3. And that man there, 5 wickets to his name, leads his team off the field here at the Musa Stadium in Houston, Texas, in our second game of the doubleheaders today. Well, the Aussies, they can't be too upset. Yesterday they were bowled out for 38, so 90. today. Simi Singh, well, making more than the whole team did yesterday. 39 from 45 for him. 22 for Ben Cutting, who was struggling with injuries. And it was a difficult tale for the rest of the batting lineup. 17 extras though, that could prove costly, but they did only manage 97 for 9 in their 20 overs. The premium Aussies. So the Indians, they need 98 to win in their 20 overs. Well, very obviously, pick of the bowlers, Ahmad Butt. He goes home with a 5 for today, 5 for 25, including that incredible over, picking up 3 wickets in and over. Everyone else, you can have a wicket each. Wickets all round, as Oprah would say. You get a wicket, you get a wicket. And at the end of 20, a total 97 for 9. 17 extras, though, that could be the worry. Well, the chase will be kicking off very soon. The Indians will be needing 98 to win this game and make it 3 from 3. And we'll be bringing you that chase in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. 97 for 9, and they're 20 overs, so the Indians will be looking to try and chase this down quickly. They need 98 to win this game and win their third match on the trot. Apologies. Make it 3 from 3. Well, the Aussies yesterday were all bowled out for 38, so today was a serious improvement for them. But 97 is going to take some defending. They're going to need to take early wickets. And the Indians, we saw yesterday when they came out to bat, they came out firing on all cylinders, the openers. They were dealing in boundaries. And that's what they're going to want to do. They're going to want to get this done quickly. So the two openers out there in the middle, Rajdeep Dabar and Kieran Powell. Well, they can hit a long ball, both of them. So 98, the target. And Ben Cutting, he was struggling when he was batting. It looked like he'd injured his leg somehow, done something, was just having to sort of hobble through for ones and deal in boundaries. Eventually he went for 22, but he grafted it out well and he stuck in there, batted through it. But in the end he had to go for 22. It was Simi Singh who did the heavy lifting for the Aussie side to get them up to something respectable. And in the end, they finished 97 for 9, the wicket falling off the very last ball of the innings. So couldn't quite get themselves to that magic 3 figures. And Rajdeep Dabar is going to be at the non-striker's end, while the tall West Indian Kieran Powell will face up for the first delivery. So 98, that target, to make it 3 from 3 for the Indians and put them well on top of the... So the left-hander facing up. And we're going to start with some spin. Well, he's up and running. And that will be 4. Well, talk about starting with intent. Kieran Powell plays nicely off the back foot, takes on the spinner Assad, and he opens his account with about...
That's your wicket, boy. That's your wicket, boy.
It's just sat up. He's given himself room and able to work it through the covers. And there's a misfield there. I think he's done enough to stop it, racing for a boundary, and they're going to come back for a second. So really good start this. They think they might have had his man. There's a direct back for 2. Kieran Powell scampering back. The direct hit came in, and it is being sent upstairs. He doesn't look too worried, but the West Indian rarely ever does. It's going to be very tight. And I think he's all right. He's done well to ground his bat. Those long levers, using those long arms, stretching in. He looks pretty safe. Let's look at the lights. Yeah, green. You're all good, Kieran. Stay out there. So already on to 6 after just 2 deliveries. The Indians. Assad Rafiq, the finger spinner. Well, he's wrapped on the pad, and for a moment, arms and shouts went up. Left arm to left hand. Well, he goes big. That has gone very high in the air. Fielder coming round, takes the catch, and that is the end of Kieran Powell. He looks at the toe end of his bat, and he knows he has to go. He didn't get a hold of it. He looked to take on the spin, and he couldn't get the distance, and he's caught there out at wide long on the boundary, and he's got to go, and that's the first wicket down for the Indians. It was a good swing, but just found the toe of his bat, not got a hold of it, and he goes for 6 from 3. And after just 3 deliveries, the Indians 6 for 1. All eyes on the fielder there, and they're looking as it went high, 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 and you can see the celebrations. Well, that brings the captain, Ravi Bopara, to the middle. He was man of the match. Been around a while, he's seen all the leagues, played in all the colours. And he faces up to the left arm spinner coming round the wicket. Well, here's that wicket again. Just toe-ended it. It went very high in the white sky, and he's sort of fumbled it a little bit. Went the Aussie style, fingers up. And that's solid in defence. Well, you could see the way Powell was trying to play, just take on the bowling, aggressive from the beginning. At the end of the first over, the Indians 6 for 1. No wicket to fall, that of Kieran Powell for 6 from 3. I mean, he opened up the account for the Indians with a boundary. And he was caught trying to go big again. So now Ravi Bopara comes out to the middle, and he's joined the opener Dabar. Don't be too worried yet. There's only 98 needed. That's the target. So 92 more, and the Indians can say, and it's 3 from 3 for them. Continuing with more spin. Well, that is the kind of intent that the Indians were always going to play with, and that's another big 6. And Rajdeep Dabar comes to the party. He's off the mark with a 6. Strike rate currently. Well, we said they were going to come out and play with some intent, and that is exactly what they're doing. And that'll be wide down the leg side. Fielder gives chase. Are they going to get there? Well, it's a good effort. And he's done well to stop the boundary there. Could have easily been 5 wides. And that's played fine. Well, yeah, by the way they're playing here, the Indians, they don't want to have to take 20 overs to do this. They want to get this done quickly. The wind is just picking up slightly again out there. The clouds have come back over. There is talk of rain over the next couple of days. There was talk originally it might come in this afternoon. Don't think it's quite going to be a white Christmas, but it might be a wet one. But the Indians at the moment, they don't want it to be wet. They just want to set it on fire. Well, the Aussies, their batting lineup was an improvement from yesterday. Bowled out for just 38 yesterday. It was an absolute annihilation. It was a schooling at the hands of the Windies. And use of the feet, and that beats the diving fielder, and that's going to be another boundary. Well, Para opens his account too with the boundary. All three batters so far have opened their account by reaching the rope. Bapara and Powell, well, 4s each to start theirs, and Rajdeep, he went, you know what, I'm going to kick it off with a 6. Score moves on to 20 for 1 inside 2 overs. And that's gone aerial. Fielder thinks he might be in with a chance. No, 1 bounce 4. Ravi Bapara goes bang, bang. Oh, this is proving to be a very expensive over. Bapara just waiting on it. He uses his levers, and it's straight as an arrow back over the bowler's head. One back. Well, just 2 overs gone. 24 already on the board. Indians 24 for 1. Ravi Bapara moves on to 8 from 6. Rajdeep 7 from 2. He kicked it off with that big old 6. That's what we like to see in T20 cricket. Big hitting. And that's what the Indians are out there to prove. So 2 overs gone, 24 on the board. That target just 98. That's what they need to win here. Continuing with the spin. Well, that's gone big, that's gone high. And that is another 6 off the back of Rajdeep. Well, we know the game he's trying to play here, and he's playing it very well. There he goes again. Not quite as big as the other one, but 6 is 6. And the score moves on to 30. It's nicely flicked away. The fielder's going to have to do some chasing, and they're not going to get there. It's another boundary. That's going to be 4 more to Rajdeep. Well, 17 from 4 for him.
Shabasad. Wicket is coming, boy.
Striking at over 400 here, Rajdeep. And he looks to sweep that one fine. And it's going to race to the boundary. Has he got something on that? Oh, it's 5 wides. That's 5 wides. Well, its wheels are coming off here for Assad. He's gone 6, 4, and now 5 wides. So 15 already from this over.
Yes!
And that'll just be the one. It's good work scampering through. Well, score moves on to 40, so the equation there, just 58 needed off 105 balls, and you would say the pendulum is very much swung in the way of the Indians at the moment. What can Assad do? And that's up in the air, over the fielder. Fielder takes it, out on the boundary. What a grab, diving forward. Ravi Papara not got a hold of it. The fielder came round and he took a spectacular catch. And that is the end of Ravi Papara. That's a second wicket for Assad. An expensive over, yes, but he's recovered well. And that's a big, big wicket for the Aussies. The captain, Ravi Papara, he's going to have for a moment. Fair delivery on the front foot. And we're just going to have a look at the catch here. Fielder makes good ground. Coming in as he gets his hands under it. That's a magnificent diving effort. And that's Rehman Dar out there on the boundary. And what a grab. And what a wicket that is. Ravi Papara. He can be. And he's got to go for just 8. Well, the over so far has gone for 16, but a crucial wicket in there.
Righty? Take some, sir.
And that brings Tushar Srivastava to the middle to join Rajdeep, who is absolutely tonking it to all parts, dealing only in boundaries. And 2 balls still to come in this over.
Yes!
Well, a little bit sloppy out in the field. And good running in the end. Direct hit and he was gone. Doesn't look best happy, Assad. Fielders. So a very mixed bag of an over, this one. 18 from it and a wicket so far, and still 1 to come. And he closes it out with a dot, so it's had it all. So at the end of, oh no, it's a wide ball, signalled by the umpire. That's, I have to bowl that one again, and another to the total, so the total moves on to 43. They are chomping through this, these Indians. Well, that is the end of the over. 19 coming from it, and the wicket. So at the end of 3, Indians 4 need 55 from the next 102 deliveries. That seems very much like the game is in their hands. 2 players that really can take the game to anyone. Both looking to try and go over the top. Well, it will be Tushar Srivastava facing up, and Rajdeep is just at the other end. All he can do is watch on at the moment. He's striking it nicely. Well, Simi Singh, he did the job with the bat today, and now he's going to have to try and do something with the ball. It is Rajdeep to face up. 18 from 5 for the opener so far. 2 big 6s. And that's a full toss, and that's hit up in the air. Fielder gets a hand to it, and all he can do is stop it. It was There was a chance out there, and the end of Rajdeep, well, that would have been quite something. Simi Singh already done it with the bat, and he nearly picks up the key wicket with the first ball of his spell.
Leg, covering leg.
And Usman Ashraf can just, all he can do is look.
Make sure you finish on the ring. Finish on. Yeah. Catch it, boys. Go, go, go! Not me. It's stuck.
Thing to write home about in the end. If that had even just gone to hand, he was hovering down in the middle of the wicket. It was well down the river, down the paddle without, down the creek without a paddle, if I can get my sayings out right. And Fullen flicked away. And a strange diving effort in the field, so they can come back for the 2. A sort of half stop. I think perhaps he lost his trousers. And that will hinder you, no matter what you're playing. But they come back for the 2. So the score moves on to 46. Well, 46 for 2, inside 4 overs. That score, all they need is 98. Almost halfway through this run chase, and plenty of wickets and plenty of overs in hand. And that is massive. That's going to do a lot. And I think that could be, yep, that's a 6. I wasn't sure if there was a bounce there, but the umpire signals 6, and what a dent that has made in this. Well, Rajdeep dealing in boundaries, and Tushar, he's come to the middle, and he's decided he wants to as well. Down on one knee, stand and deliver.
Let's go, wicket time, boys, wicket time, boys.
And that's bisected the 2 fielders, but it'll just be 1. So 10 from the over. The score after 4, 53 for 2. The Indians well on top, well on their way to their 3rd victory here. Well, Rajdeep Dabar, 19 from 6 for him, but you can't ignore Tushar Srivastava. He's on 11 from 7. So 4 overs gone, 53 for 2 on the board. Need 98 to win. I mean, you would say very much this is in their favour. Just 45 deficit now. Still 2 overs of the power play to come. So beginning of the 5th over, spin to continue. And he's convinced he's got his man. He's wafting, he's waving, he's flapping. And can't believe that the umpire said no. Assad cannot believe that finger hasn't gone up. Yeah, keeper didn't really give any kind of reaction there. That gave it away a little bit. And that's worked away. No. If they're going to come push back for 2, going to have to be quick if they do yet. There's good pressure on the fielder. He was a little bit lazy out there. And pushing along nicely here, the Indians. Assad, 2 wickets to his name. And there's a lot of confusion. A little bit of a mix-up. Wicketkeeper can't quite collect the ball cleanly. So 13 from 10. Hello. $55 for 2. That score on the board at the moment inside the 5th over. And that is clubbed away, and that will be 4. Couple of bounces. Tushar Srivastava, he is on the charge. 17 from 11 for him. Rajdeep Dabar at the other end, just watching this go. Down on one knee again. Backward of square. And the score moves on to 59, so just 40 needed now. 6 from the still to come. And Ashan Shah behind the stumps there, just trying to get behind his team.
Yes, Benny.
And that's a good recovery from Assad.
Shabba, 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 come on, shabba, shabba, boys, shabba, boys. Shabba, shabba, TV.
Well, what a day of cricket we've seen today. And that again is clubbed away, and that's another 4. Well, that over 10 coming from it. Close that Assad's 3rd. He's got 2 wickets, but he's gone for 35. So at the end of 5, the Indians 63 for 2. Didn't quite get a hold of it, but did enough. That sweep along the ground. So 63 on the board, that target 98. So 35 more runs needed. And that was the bowlers, the premium Indian bowlers. Well, it was Ahmad Butt that did the business, and then everyone else picked up 1. So contributions from all of the premium Indian bowlers, and that restricted the Aussies to just 97. And now they've come out to bat. Well, they started with a bit of firepower, and they've continued in the same vein. Rajdeep Dabar, 19 from 6. And Tushar Srivastava, well, he's joined the party too. 21 from just 13 for him. And the 9 extras telling a story as well. Still overcast here at the Musa Stadium in Houston, Texas. Our second game of the day here. We had a shortened game this morning, 15 overs aside. Watch the premium packs take down the premium Afghans. And now it's the premium Aussies and the Indians. The Indians looking for their 3rd win. And at the moment, that looks very much like it could be on. They're on the charge here, and that's a rare single. One of these two, because they are destructive, this batting pair. They've been finding the boundary in all parts, whether it be over the rope, along the ground. And that's clipped straight to the fielder. Well, improvement with the bat today for the Aussies. 38 yesterday, 97 today. But the Indians, they've come out with such intent with the bat. They made such a big dent in this chase early that it set that kind of foundation for a regulation chase. And this is really good from Sandhu. With those sleeves under that green and gold Aussie kit. Kangaroo emblazoned across the front. And that's good work scampering through for the one. The direct hit. He was well home, but good bit of work and fielded off the ricochet. So they need just 33 more. They've got 86 balls to do it in and 8 wickets in hand. So if you're an Indian fan, you're feeling pretty confident at the moment. Well, that's a lovely shot. Pure touch. And Rajdeep Dabar races on to 24 from just 8 deliveries. Striking at 300. Score moves on to 69 for 2. And still a ball to come in this power play. Six from the over, 1 to come. And that's clubbed up in the air. It will land safe and it plugs. And so they'll just close out the over with the 1. So end of 6. Done quickly. And signalled by the umpire. End of the power play. 6 overs gone. Well, that discussion in the middle. Should we just carry on bashing it to all parts? Oh, go on then. Why not? Seems to be working so far. Let's do it. These two looking destructive out in the middle. And we're going to have a change of bowling. And that's Laksh Parekh, who's been handed the ball by Captain Cutting. Fluorescent number emblazoned across his back. The kangaroo emblazoned across his... Could it be any more Aussie? No, I don't think so. Maybe, just maybe, if he was carrying a didgeridoo. So we've gone for pace now, the left armour. And that's cut away. Just the one. Well, they've been taking on the bowlers today, these two. Both up into the 20s. And Laksh Parekh, can he make a difference? We saw a fifer earlier for Indian Ahmad Butt. He was a pacer. First 5-wicket haul for a pacer in this tournament this year so far. That was there to be hit, the full toss. Interesting as well, because spin has really been the story of the tournament so far. Yesterday we saw Stephen Wigg pick up 3 early wickets, yes. But the spinners have been doing the business. The highest wicket taker of the tournament so far is the Windies' Hayden Walsh Jr., I should say, sorry. He has picked up 10 in his 3 games. And that's edged, caught behind, and he's got to go. Well, we talk about pace making the difference here, and Laksh Parekh, he comes on to bowl, and with just his 3rd delivery, he has Tushar caught behind, edging one through to the keeper, and he goes for 22 from 8. Can they start to believe, or is it too little, too late? Just swinging away, and he's feeling at that one, top edge, and he punches the air. Well, he goes for 22 from 18. The Indians 71 for 3 after 6.3. Well, we talk about pace making the difference today. We saw Ahmad Butt pick up 5 wickets in that first innings. Well, Laksh Parekh, he's come on and he's made a difference. In just 3 deliveries, he's already picked up one of the big hitters, the danger men. Yes, Rajdeep Dabar is still out there, but there is a man on strike who's yet to face a delivery. A new man in. Yeah, 71 for 3. The Aussies wondering perhaps if we could have clocked up 20 more runs, we would really have been in this game. As it stands, that target is just 26 runs away. And here comes the left armour. New man facing up. And he's up and running. Well, that brings Dabar back onto strike. He can do today. He is dealing in some big boundaries. And that's just what the Indians will want to see from him now. Get this done quickly, mate. It's not what the Aussies will be thinking, but the Indians, they want it done. 72 for 3, 97, that target. Slower ball, he's done for. And there's a little laugh from the bowler. He knows he's had the better of the batter there. Really good over this from Laksh Parekh. Just the 2 runs so far and that crucial in the middle. Full, that's up in the air. Well, that's going to be 4. That puts the blemish on the end of a really tidy over. A successful one. But that's another 4. A 4-sized bite taken out of this apple. And the score moves on to 76.
Chaba boys, quick change, boys, quick change. You got a grabber in, maybe? Only one more wicket, guys. One more wicket. Yeah,
12. And it will be Simi Singh to continue. He did the business with the bat to get them up to a relative score.
That's leg, covering leg. Madam, over to you. Madam, over.
Three wickets falling in and over from Ahmad Butt, who ended up picking up 5 today. And Adil Bhatti facing up. Well, how that's missed everything, I don't know.
That's the most. Right there on the boy, right there on the boy. Right there on the boy, right there on the boy. Jabba, right there on the boy.
And right arm over for the spinner. Nicely played off the back foot. Fielder's going to have to do some work. And
maybe third man for this guy? Third man? Or a short third? Or yeah, split that. Yeah. Go. Lovely work. Go on, boys.
oh, a little bit, a lot of it. And that's up in the air. Fielder coming in. Takes the... Well, that is the end of Rajdeep Dabar. He's the big hitter that was out there today, and now Now. Can the Aussies make a miracle here? Or have they left it just too late? Rajdeep Dabar, he goes for 30. Didn't get a hold of this one. Tried to take it on. Top edge. Fielder coming round at long on. Takes the catch easy as you like. Pouches it. 2 hands underneath. Remandar takes the catch. And that is the end of Rajdeep Dabar for 30 from 13. And the Aussies, have they got a sniff? And Sorawardi Shuvo will be the new batter. He comes out swinging his arms.
Raj, just 45. Lefty. Yeah. Stay TP.
So 77 on the board. That target 98 is just 21 runs away. But 2 new batters out in the middle. And a man who's already having a pretty good day, Simi Singh. And he's now picked up a wicket. Just adjusting that field for the left-hander. We've got a slip in. Nice aggressive field. Looking to target that edge. Well, he's off the mark straight away.
Very good.
Oh, this could have been such a different game for the Aussies. Could they have managed an extra 10, 15, 20 runs? As it stands, they're only defending 98. And how has that beaten the edge? Simi Singh is causing lots of problems here. He's found a little bit of turn. That slip still in. And that's clipped away. Are they going to push for the 2? No, settle for 1. So the deficit goes below 20 now. And that's the end of the 8th over. Indians 79 for 4. That target 98 is not too distant now. Well, Rajdeep Dabar, he was having a day, wasn't he? 30 from 13 for him. He was joined by Tushar Srivastava, who's going along nicely as well. But Assad making the difference, picking up those 2 wickets and some great work in the field. So 2 batters out there looking to try and get it done, but also see themselves in. They've got plenty of time, but as we say, these Indians want to get it done quickly. Pace back on. And it's Laksh Parekh. He picked up that wicket in his first over.
Right there, all the boys. Right there, all the boys. One more right there, boys. Number 5 on the board, buddy. Yep.
He's in again. Now, this is impressive from the Aussies at this point. They have got the squeeze on, they've taken the wickets. They just don't have the runs on the board. They didn't really get the chance to show what they could do with the ball yesterday, because it was all over very, very quickly. Only setting 38, that was chased down in the blink of an eye. And he's kept low. That one's kept low. Lots of chance of come on from the crowd, from the dugouts. They want these Indians to get this done.
That's your Ricky boy. That's your Ricky boy. Shabba, 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 boy.
All right. Laksh Parekh in again, the left armour over the wicket. And that's nicely defended. Just prodded away, and they'll come through for the one. They can do it in ones, that's okay, but they won't want to. They want to go out there and be destructive at the end and set down that marker, show what they can do, this Indian side. Yes, low total to chase, but they have lost those wickets, and these two just 18 runs needed off 68. But they don't want to do it slowly. We want to get this done and get home and celebrate what they can do with the bat, and have all the other teams worrying about not just their bowlers, but what the batters can do all the way through that batting lineup. The chunk of the work is already done. And these two just plodding along with ones at the moment. Still one to come in this, the 9th over. Just the 2 runs coming off it though. Impressive stuff from the left arm pacer, Laksh Parekh. Came on, took a wicket in his first over. And used to the feet, and it closes out with a dot. So just 2 from that over. So at the end of 9, the Indians 81 for 4. They need just 17 to win, and they've got 66 balls in which they can do it. 9 overs gone. Now, who is Cutting going to turn to here? Is he going to continue with Simi Singh, who's kept it? He's looked dangerous. He's been targeting that edge. Or is he going to think that pace is doing the business today? Nine overs gone, and that is how they line up, the Indian batters. So these two not going along at quite the lick the Indians were going a minute ago, and they've got plenty of hand. Atul Bhatti just 4 from his 10, and Surawadi Shuvo, he's not had a lot of the strike at the moment. 2 from 2 for him. Well, the left-hander faces up, and that's nicely dug out. It will just be the 1 run. So 16 needed. In theory, could do it in 3 strikes. In reality, probably less of a chance. And that's clipped away. The fielder does well to come round to it and cut it off. Yeah, he gets the applause from the keeper. Now you sort of feel at this point, I'd like to see a more attacking field. Like the Aussies, there's not, and they're just getting there in singles. They're allowing them these singles. They're keeping the fielders out on the rope. Bring them in, put the pressure on, force them to go over the top. Because otherwise, there you go, going up over the top. Fielder comes in, takes the catch, and that's another wicket down, 5 down. Adil Bhatti, he goes. Simi Singh, he's having a good day. He picks up his second, and Adil Bhatti, he goes for 5. And the Indians 84 for 5 inside 10. Just let go of his bat, one-handed, sliced it, and it went very high. Fielder got himself set, hands under it, never going to drop that one. And that's Assad, the bucket hands. Well, interesting times this. Adil Bhatti, he goes for 5. And with that, it looks like we're going to have a quick drinks break, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. Well, welcome back to the Musa. I hope you had a chance to grab a quick drink like the players, because, well, this could all be over very soon. Not if the Aussie bowlers have anything to say about it. They are doing their best to try and prevent this Indian run chase, but the Indians are eyeing up their 3rd win out of 3. Wicket to fall, and that's what brought around the early drinks break. Simi Singh with his 2nd wicket of the day. Now that brings Jeremiah Lewis to the middle to join Sorawurdi Suvo. The scores on the board. 2 for 16. He has had a great day with the bat, with the ball now. Just, it'd be a case of what if. What if they'd managed just a few more runs? Could this have been a very different story? A successful over, just the 3 runs coming from it and the wicket. At the end of 10, the Indians 84 for 5. Well, there's a fist pump and a bat tap in the middle. They know they are almost home and dry. And talking of home and dry, we've done quite well to stay dry. We were told there could have been rainstorms this afternoon, but all seems all right at the moment. I can still see some blue sky. We could barely see the pitch this morning from the commentary box. There was so much mist and fog around, and that's what caused that game this morning to only be 15 overs aside, reduced game. And we're going to have a change in bowling here. It's going to be Usman Ashraf to continue. He's been handed the ball by his captain. Can you make some magic here? Oh, we saw it an over earlier for Ahmad Butt. Well, he picked up 3 wickets in an over. It's very much doable. Bowling to the left-hander. He finds the edge. And are they going to push and come back for the 2? Yes, they are. Well, just 12 needed now.
Bowling boy, Shaba Uzi, Shaba Uzi. 2-3 kadam upar hai na. Ooh, yeah.
And they're just ticking them off now. working through that deficit, plenty of time. They'd like to finish it with a flourish, but that's not the important thing. It's all about getting over that line. They've got so much time in which to do it, and just 11 runs needed, 5 wickets in hand. The Aussies, they really need some magic if they want to win this game, but I think it could just be out of reach for them now. 98, that target is within touching distance.
See, wicket is coming, boy. Shaba, mate, wicket is coming, boy. Wicket is coming, boy. Right there on the boy. Shaba, Shaba, that's your wicket, boy. That's
The slip in to the leg spinner. And that's nicely nurdled. So it brings it down to just 10 needed. Yeah, could very much be a game of what if for the Aussies. What if we'd managed 10, 20 more runs? They've taken their wickets here, and they've done quite well to get the squeeze on, because the Indians were absolutely flying in the power play. And that's flat batted up to wide long on. So it's down into single figures. Just 9 needed for the Indians to win 3 from 3. Stay at the top of that table and feel pretty good going into this evening. But it's not over until it's over. Oh, 11 overs gone. 89 for 5. The scores on the doors. That target, 98, very much in touching distance. You don't even need long arms to touch that now. Oh, 2 apiece for Rafiq and Simi Singh. And that one for the pacer, Laksh Parekh. But it's just not enough at the moment. They've only got another 9 runs. And unsurprisingly, Simi is going to continue.
Almost, Benny, almost. That's why. Nice, mate. Awesome, Simi. That's what I was trying to say. Simi.
Because he's had to come in off the boundary and take on that, and they're easily jogging through for that one. Well, the full toss again just brings about the one. That's all they need. And they're into the 90s. 7 more needed. Well, Sorawardi, 9 from 8 for him. So playing his part here. Yeah, and they do well. They're just tip and run at the moment. They know there's that time and that space that they can get through for those singles. And so they're just ticking it over, rotating that strike and getting it done. Yes, it's nice to end with a flourish. But a win's a win. You don't get any more points if you clock the win with a 4 or a 6. Just get it done. That's nicely tucked him up. Still smiling, these Aussies. Yes, they're probably going down, but they're going to go down smiling. Yeah, right arm over. And pick the fielder. Well, Just 3 from the over so far. 6 more needed from 49 for the Indians. And that's well kept out. He thought he'd gone through there. It's a good over from Singh. He finishes his 4 with 2 for 19. The end of 12, the Indians 92 for 5. They need just 6 runs to win this game. They could do it in one hefty blow.
Shaba, boys, catch is coming, boys, catch is coming.
Six to win.
Shaba, boys, wicket is coming, boys.
Who's going to finish it off? Well, Usman
Shaba, boys, wicket is coming, boys, wicket is coming.
Ashraf went for just 5 from his first over. He's in again, the leggy. And that's dug out. And is it going to race to the boundary? Nope. Fielder coming round, so still just the 1. Deficit now, just 5 to win. Now they can do this in one fell swoop. But it's been good from Usman Ashraf. Full toss. Wide. No ball. That's a no ball. So free hit. It's not what you want to see as an Aussie fan when there's only 5 needed. So that's a wide. Now signalled by the umpire. So just 4 needed. And that's up in the air. And that will be the game. Fielder comes round, can't stop it, can't cut it off. 4 to finish it off. The Indians, they've absolutely dominated the Aussies in this game. They chase it down in just 12.2 overs. The Premium Indians winning by 5 wickets, and that is their 3rd win out of 3. They are well on top in this tournament. They're absolutely flying. He took it on, gave it a hefty blow back over the bowler's head. Fielder did his best, almost took out his partner in crime there. So the Indians, they win it by 5 wickets. And it was just a procession to victory in the end. And they prodded along with singles and thought, you know what, let's get this done. And finished with a boundary. So they chase it down. The Aussies, they made 97 for 9 in their 20 overs. And the Indians have chased it down with ample time to spare. There was talk of rain, but it just rained boundaries at the beginning of this Indian chase. And they've got it done. So it's 3 from 3 for the Indians. The men in blue are looking very, very good. Well, those in gold and green, better than yesterday. They are working in an upward trajectory. They just didn't have enough on the board. 97 was never going to be enough. Yes, wickets started to fall. But the Indians, they got off to such a flying start that they could then take their time as it came towards the end of that. It's a happy captain, Ravi Bopara. His team have done the work for him today. And it was that over from Ahmad Butt. 3 wickets in the over really made the difference and put the stoppers on the Aussies early. And then they came out swinging, the Indians. They kept finding the boundary. They went big. And they've got it done. And it's all over for the Aussies. Oh, 2 from 2. And 2 losses from 2. That is for the Aussies. Well, the Indians, 3 wins in 3. It was Rajdeep Dabar. Well, he came out and said, I'm only dealing in boundaries. 30 from 13 for him. And a cameo from Tushar Shrivastava as well. His 22 off just 18. It was Shuvo and Jeremiah Lewis that saw them home. Always difficult when you're bowling to try and defend a low total like that. Rafiq and Singh, they did their best. 2 each for them, and then 1 for the pacer. Laksh Parikh, he picked up 1 in his 2 overs, going for just the 8 runs. But in the end, it just wasn't enough to be able to defend. Well, the day belonged